I want to serve as a mentor to many people who are just like me. Young people who are in college, who are looking for ways to make money, who are looking to improve their grades, who are looking to improve their interpersonal skills and become a better person overall for themselves. And naturally, that process transitions from within to your outward circumstances. Nurturing your self belief is such a game changer because once you understand the power of perspective and a lot of things that you're going through, you become so much more knowledgeable and wise because you understand what you're going through in terms of your own situation in your own life. Just like I do, I have my own problems, I have my own worries, I have my own fears, but I understand the power of perspective, the power of positioning, and the nurture and I guess importance of self-belief, because if you do not have these three things under control, you are going to suffer when it comes to gaining perspective and understanding yourself more. The more you grow up, the more days you start to live, and every single thing along those lines. Hello, what is up? And welcome to the I Talk Real Talk podcast. My name is Leon Omari and I'm the host of the show. As always, as usual, I hope that you're having an amazing day, an amazing week, and an amazing one so far. We're 3 weeks into 2024. Are you on track with your goals? Are you on track with what you set up for yourself? Are you going to the gym? Are you eating healthier? Are you going out more? What sort of changes are you making right now that are doing good for your mental health, that are doing good for how you view yourself? I want to know. So if you got anything that you're trying to say, put it down in the comment section below. I hope you guys are doing very, very good. As you know, we have to start the podcast off with the famous slogan. If you know it, please repeat it with me. We are in the real world. What do we do in the real world? We talk real talk. A little update, and what we're going to be talking about today is longevity in college. Now, when I say longevity in college, I want you to just kind of think and see what could that possibly mean, all right? Keep that thought in your mind. But before we get into the conversation, I just want to say how happy I am to be here, and I'm happy for you to be listening and taking the time out of your day to listen to this. But I've come up with a really good idea, and I've been transitioning this now. I posted a video yesterday, as of today's Friday, so I'm posting this the week after. I'm currently looking to start making public videos and taking this element of, instead of just being in my room and making these episodes or coming up with all of these ideas and theories, instead of just having them on here and putting them out, we might as well go out in public and ask people what they think and kind of see what are people in Ireland, what are they thinking about, how do they think about these things, what's their opinion on questions like what's the meaning of life, what's their opinion on college. And this is such a cool and interactive element, and I'm very, very curious, and I really look forward to seeing how this will go in the future, in the next few months of me applying this and going out there and getting it. And as I am doing this, as I am getting what I am getting, I'm looking to create a community group, and if you'd like that, please do send me a message on Instagram. And if we get enough of us going, we can all now start helping each other. Whether, for example, I'm really good, not really good, but I have a good base understanding of marketing. I love business. I have an alright understanding of like e-commerce and all of these things. For example, someone out there may be very good at health and fitness, and there may be someone who's looking to try get into the gym and they don't know where to start, or they've fallen out of the gym and they just need people to motivate them. If that is something that you would like me to create for all of us to collectively grow, for us to collectively get out there and get on our SHIT, please do drop me a message at leon.wamari on Instagram, or I Talk Real Talk Pod on Instagram. With that being said, longevity in college. Now, as a college student, I am currently in second year studying business, and I have really been thinking. So now, the thing is, let's just take us back real quick. So when we all enter college, we all have very different expectations. So for example, when I just finished my secondary school, I was looking to ask people, what should I expect from college? And funnily enough, I had a conversation with someone that I'm gonna keep anonymous for now. I had a conversation with this guy, and I asked him about his college experience. And the thing is, every single person has a very different college experience to the other one. Whether you're very extroverted, very introverted, whether you're very talkative, whether you like being around people, whether you're not, everyone's college experience is so different. And the question I really want to find out more of is, what are some of the things that are very hard about being a student that not many people talk about? Now, when I say college, understand that there may be people who are like, what the hell is college? When I say college, I literally mean university. So whatever degree that you're doing, that is the context that I'm basing what I'm talking about off. So why do I believe that, college is very important? Now, the thing is, a lot of people have very different opinions on all of these things. And for me personally, the reason I feel college is such an important thing is because First of all, you have so many people who are doing very different niches, very different subjects or course, degrees, that you could always learn something from them, or you know kind of aim to like expand your knowledge in some shape or form. It's very good for, I guess, learning how to network, because as we all grow older, naturally we're all going to go to networking events, whether it comes to our career, whether it comes to meeting new people that may have similar interests with us. And networking is so important, and I feel it's so undermined. And networking is like, many people take the context of networking very, very wrong. Networking can simply just mean, for example, how to get good at networking is kind of improving your understanding of the things that you're interested in, so that when it comes up in a conversation, you're able to also educate the other person as they may educate you on theirs. And naturally, you'll be talking about other things that aren't in the conversation, but you may find you have more interest than others, might find more interest in certain topics than others, and naturally spark a little friendship or a little acquaintance right there. And from there, you could possibly work on something together or get advice from each other. College is literally like another form of education. Okay, all education doesn't take place in the university setting, because we all have problems that we bring into college every single day, and we ignore them during the day and focus on our classes. Whether you focus in class and you're not scrolling on your phone. And I want to kind of explain university to people who may be thinking of going to it or not, but it's a very good way to just learn new information. For example, there's questions that I ask like people, like, what's your plan after you finish college? Are you trying to look for a job? Are you trying to start a business? Like, what is your aim after you finish university? Because many of us don't really think about 4 years from now, 3 years from now, 2 years from now. We're all just hoping that there'll be this big job that we can land at the end of college, where really the real work is done outside of what you do during college. All right. Now, take for example, every single time that I'm talking, I'm looking to kind of help you kind of gain a perspective. If we're both the same age and we're both 19, you're 20, you're 18, we're still in the same age category. And I'm simply just, as I talk and everything, sometimes it may come out as I'm rambling. It may come out as if I'm trying to seem as if I know it all. I do not know it all. I'm simply a student on this journey of self-improvement, this journey of self-discovery, and the things that I learn, I look to educate and kind of help you think for yourself. Don't let me do the thinking for you. Do the thinking for yourself. And back to what I was saying about improving your social skills and your networking skills. A lot of us are very shy when it comes to kind of introducing ourselves to new people. Now, some of us do it better than other people. Some of us are worse than other people, and that's absolutely wrong. We all fall into a certain spectrum along this, I guess, social skill of interpersonal skills, of your speaking abilities and everything. That's something I definitely would urge you to kind of improve on, because if you're doing your college presentation, for example, for a module, you need to be able to communicate your idea effectively. You need to come out and stand out as confident, because these are skills that are high demand, or they're really important for potential employers for any individual that they're looking to hire. So if you show out in an interview, right? So you pull up to an interview and let's just take two examples as an example. You pull up to an interview, you're looking well, you smell good, you're well groomed, and also depends on the type of job that you're going for. You can't just do this for a little chipper that you're going to go work out. Depending on the job that you're going to get, you have to present yourself accordingly. So let's take two examples. Let's just say there's one person called Joe and there's one person called Jenny. All right. So Joe, he's a good guy. He's a chill guy. His social skills in terms of being confident with what he says and what he feels are very, very low. He doesn't really try to do much outside of, let's just say, for example, gaming. He just does his work and that's about it. He doesn't do anything extra or above and beyond the normal work effort. Now, when you're talking to an employer, sometimes they pick up on these things. A question so many people struggle with is, tell me about yourself. So you're telling me right now as an interviewer, okay, if I was to come up to you and ask you tell me a bit about yourself, and you're sat there for 1 minute thinking about yourself, are you serious? That to me is crazy, because you have to present yourself in the best way forward, okay? Now take, for example, Jenny. Jenny may like to read. Now, these are all just theoretical ideas, theoretical people, okay? So let's just say, for example, Jenny, she likes to read here and there. She likes to exercise here and there. She does her college work to the best of her ability, and if she doesn't achieve what she wants to achieve in, let's say, a grade, she's not unhappy about that because she knows that she can do much better, and that college is not necessarily a determinant or definer of who she will be in her life. Okay, because these are just 4 years. Remember, there's life after college, and other things will happen, and other opportunities will present themselves. And there's one kind of quote that I want to leave you with, and opportunity favors the prepared. If you're not prepared, if you do not know enough about the field that you're studying in, how do you think you're going to do when you're going to an interview and the employer asks you, okay, so what do you think about this element of this, and you don't know anything? You're instantly off the list. Whereas if you have a general understanding and know how to expand on small points or small bits of knowledge that you have, if you're able to expand on such things, it shows that you're capable of learning. It shows that you have a high sense of self and you're able to believe in yourself, which is something that we promote on this podcast. We On this podcast, it's about being real. Okay, some of these conversations may be quite heavy, even for me to even speak about on the camera, because they require a certain amount of concentrated effort to talk to you about this. But what I talk about, remember that you don't have to see the results right now. These things will come in some shape or form in the future, and if you're not ready for these opportunities that come to this yourself, because opportunities always present themselves in some shape or form, and we just never know. But if you're educated enough and you know enough, you will start to see certain opportunities everywhere you go, because once you have the knowledge in your head, it doesn't leave you. It stays there. It's up to you to now simply see, what can I do with myself here? How can I elevate myself here? How can I help someone in this certain way or form? How can I monetize my skill? I'm kind of going a little bit off topic, but in our college, in the university that I'm going to, it's called ATU Sligo, and so we had an entrepreneur come in and give us I think it was around a 1 hour talk, and this was the owner or the CEO of a business called Blue Lotus. It was amazing because once I saw that there was someone of this capacity, of this level coming to our college, I said I have to go and I have to talk and I have to ask at least one or two questions, because you never know where you will meet these people again, where you will ever meet these influential people again. As a business student, I'm always looking for places where I can put myself and learn something new, or get some advice, or get some, I guess, understanding of where I would like to go. That's one thing. Whatever sort of course you are studying, look for areas that you can expand your knowledge on. If it's something that you really, really like, don't just be like everybody else and just do the bare minimum, do the work, get the grades, hopefully get a good job, and that's it. No. If you're on this podcast, you're looking to increase your value, because the more valuable you are, the more likely organizations will pay you more, the more likely they will favor you, and the more likely your energy or yourself is going to stand out. That's what we're here about. We're looking on how to improve ourselves and everything. Back to the conversation. So during the whole 1 hour lecture, the 1 hour speech from the CEO of Blue Lotus, it was very impressive as to how he was able to answer his questions. People had the general questions that they were asking the CEO, but as a student of business, and as you go deeper into all of these ideologies and all of these terminologies and how certain people got their success, there's certain questions that you ask, or there's certain things that you think about as the person is talking, and to see the kind of processes that they were going through. And so that was a great way. That was a great way for me to showcase a bit of my knowledge and ask a question I was genuinely curious about, and show that I did the research, because I literally got into the big auditorium room. I sat down. I saw that the business that we're looking at is Blue Lotus. I said, okay, let me not just be like everybody else. Just come, sit, listen, and then after the talk is done, go on about my day and leave it at that. No, I said for that moment right there and then, and I want you, as I'm talking to you, I want you to think as to how you can apply this to your own circumstances, because my own circumstance is very different from your circumstance. I sat there, I looked at the company, I looked at the website, I looked at what they were offering, the services that they were offering, what they've done, where they're located, all of these boring things that everyone thinks is boring, and I based my questions off of the research that I did. I want you to just think about that. Imagine the immense value that has for yourself when it comes to understanding more. You learn how to research a business. You learn how to kind of ask questions accordingly. You look for the patterns. You look for the valuable questions to ask, and hopefully in return you get a valuable answer. That's the level that we're trying to get to. Because if you want to become a business owner, if you want to become an influential figure, you have to start thinking as if you are the influential figure. And what sort of questions would you like people to ask you? All right. I hope you're staying along with me. Another beautiful thing about college is, so when I talk about longevity in college, longevity means long term. Improves your pressure handling and your problem solving skills, just like we did in national school or primary school and secondary school. All of these problems, all of these questions, all of these exams are simply ways to test our ability to keep information in our head, and for us to problem solve questions, problem solve things, because those skills naturally translate into our daily lives. How good are you at solving problems? How good is your ability to handle pressure? How good are you at handling deadlines? This is literally preparing us for the real world when we're in the world of work, when we're in the world of business, when we're in the world of entrepreneurship, all of these things. If you are under pressure, do not feel discouraged. Take a few deep breaths. You have got this. Put your head down and work, and hopefully you will see some sort of results in the future, some sort of fruits that will give you a reward for the effort that you've put in. All right. And I also feel like college is such a sweet taste of life, because now, for example, the nightlife is such a beautiful thing. When you go out and when you get to socialize all these people, when you're all drinking, when you're all having a good time, it's a good way to make small, nice connections with people and genuinely find out how people are feeling and being there for each other. It kind of is like a sense of communityness, or a whole sense of like connectedness, right? A beautiful thing I've been thinking about always is when you're with your friend group in college, when you're with your girlfriends, your boyfriends, all of these things, we are all living together, but in different ways. We are all progressing up the university ladder together. We're all doing the exams together. When we all have projects and assignments to do, we are all collectively sharing the experience. And the thing is, you notice who does more work, who puts more importance on their work, who has a better sense of self and belief in themselves, in the results that people get, in the drive that they have. Are they staying away from people, and are they going to study? Are they going to do the extra work? What are they doing? You gotta separate yourself from the base and start seeing how can you increase your value. Now, one thing I know is that a lot of people who may be watching, all right, even if it's just 2 or 3 of you, I want to just thank you so far. If you've made it this far, please do like and subscribe. And so far on what I've talked about, I would really love to see and think and hear about what your thoughts are so far at this point in the episode. Please do pause, drop a comment, and let me know your thoughts so far. If there's anything that you think I could add on to this, or if there's any questions that you think I should go and ask students around the college, do send it to me at leon.omari on Instagram, or italkworldtalkpod on Instagram. I would really, really much so appreciate that. But college is such a sweet thing to do. Like, it's such an amazing thing, and I really would encourage anybody who's out there who's thinking of dropping out, anybody who's thinking that they're not doing well, they're really unhappy with themselves. I really would encourage you to just keep going. These are all things that are expected during the cycle of college. I felt I needed to drop out 1 or 2 times at least in the last 1.5 years of me being in college. I'm not going to lie about that. There's times I haven't studied, even for my previous exams. Okay, I'm all about being real and honest. I do not like studying at all if I do not have any passion towards the module that I'm studying, but I still do some sort of effort and I give it my all, and know that sometimes with some grades, I just do the best that I can to pass. And from that, hopefully I get onto the next stage and improve the next time on this. It's about continuous progression. It's about continuous growth and accepting yourself as you are, as you continue to, go on with your college grades and everything, right? So here are some questions that I would like to ask you as a listener, as a viewer, whether you're in college, you're in secondary school. Let some thoughts arouse in your head. Have a book right beside you, or a journal. I recommend you get a journal and start journaling down all your thoughts and reflecting on your thoughts and seeing where they take you. And if there are certain ideas that you would like to execute on, please do. Because as you're in college, don't just be there simply for the subject or for the course. No, do something extra. Take an extra course on the side, all right? Do some extra reading on that field. Become so goddamn good at what you're studying that you will never have uncertainty when you're making decisions or when you're doing things related to that topic. Become so damn sure of yourself and be armed with knowledge, wisdom, and experience during this journey. Now, here are some questions I would like to ask you as a listener, as a friend who is on the same struggle that I am in. What do you see yourself doing after your course? All right. And I can explain some stories within this to kind of help and give you some guidance and look to me for some sort of inspiration. I am no better. I am no different from you. I just simply have a great passion for making podcast episodes, even though sometimes I feel like I may be rambling. I have a deep passion for talking to people. I have a deep passion for doing random, weird things that probably have high risk. I like putting myself out there. I like to try all of these things that are just from the unnormal or whatever. But I mean, I guess in today's day and age, like everyone's trying to do this, so I'm no different really at all. But if you choose to listen to me, I'm grateful for that. But what is your reason for doing your course? So, for example, your storage is a real bitch. Let's say that much. Storage is a real bitch, man. I have no storage in my space or anything like that, and my whole video just like stopped recording. But back to what we were talking about. So what sort of the questions I'd like to ask you to simply reflect on? I know we've been running for around 20 minutes now. So simply, what do you see yourself doing after your course? Do you see yourself bagging a job? Do you see yourself, like, you have to have at least a sort of idea of where you want to go as soon as you're done college. You don't want to be one of those guys as soon as, and I've seen this, we've all seen this. We all talk about this. Those people who, after their courses, I'm not throwing any hate, all right? I want us to be different. If you listen to this, I want you to be different. I want you to be better and more known and more capable of yourself. As soon as you're done your course, have at least some sort of idea of how you like to go. Will you work a job for a while and save some money? Will you go into the profession that you want to go into? What do you aim to do once you go into that course? Are you going to look to do more traveling? What exactly is it? At least have an idea or a plan so that you don't have the mental stress or the mental strain that comes with not knowing what's coming next. Have at least an idea, set and plan, put it aside, and forget about it up until it's time to open it up again. And the thing is, you can write these things down now, and in 2 months' time, 2 weeks' time, 2 years' time, what you saw there and then now is going to be different from what you see then. It's simply about gathering your thoughts, because perception is reality. Gathering your thoughts, gathering your ideas, gathering your feelings, your visions, writing them down, and continuously improving on them as you go, and see what ways can you be able to shortcut the process. Not shortcut the process as in a way that you want to kind of cheat or anything, but shortcut the process and see what are certain things that you can start doing now or before it's time to get out of college. Having a plan or an idea of where you're going is very, very important. If you want to look for tips or at least have some help or some guidance with this, I'm always open. I'm always open to helping anybody out. Do shoot me a message. What is your reason for doing your course? What is your reason? Are you just there to party? Are you just there to fuck around? What are you in college for? What are you in university for? Are you looking to better your understanding of certain processes? All the questions here are kind of repeating and similar, but the direction that each one will take you is very, very different. Are you thinking of what you will do after college? Are you only in it for the money or both, or the work or both? What is the end goal with your course? All right. Be intentional with what you commit to. This is a beautiful example of what I can share with you right now. I am in college and I'm doing my degree. I'm starting to kind of fall out of love with the degree because I do not like the workload. I do not like how some things are being told to me or anything like that, but I still do the work. On the side, I am working on this podcast, hoping to bring some sort of value to anybody who is listening, and hopefully that can help you get a perspective on yourself and show you the sort of work that you need to do in your life right now. I'm doing a second course in digital marketing because I love marketing. Marketing literally runs this world, and I said this in my last episode last week with Alan. We talked about trading, we talked about human psychology, we talked about the gym, health and fitness, self-improvement. If that's something that you're really keen on listening to, go listen to it. There's a lot of value to be shared with you. But attention is literally currency in today's social world. If I have your attention right now and I'm to be selling a product, which I am not, if I have your attention right now and I'm able to effectively market it to you, I'm able to get all the right and correct emotional messages out to you, and I show you that this product or service can help you become a better individual. This product service can help you master your social anxiety, anything on those lines, and you feel like you trust me and I've hit all the emotional pain points in your life and I'm showing you how this can solve your problem, you are more likely to buy the product. Marketing is beautiful because it involves human nature, it involves being creative, and it involves also being, in a way, a sense, like a bit of you. That's what I love. That's what I'm working on right now. And hopefully, from you hearing this, I want you to look for areas that you can get extra knowledge in. I want you to look for places where you can learn something great, learn something new, and build a skill. Because if you can build a skill and become an expert or some sort of expert at it and provide those services or products or that sort of service to people, your skill to people, and charge a fee, there you go. You already have a side hustle. I'm simply teaching you ideas and theories and applications that I'm also doing myself. They just take time to come to fruition. Simply showing you what you should do, have an idea of this, execute it. How can you make it better? How can you grow and apply it? And you will see some sort of fruits in time. There is no such thing as a shortcut on here. There is no such thing as a shortcut on this podcast. Things take time to grow. Things take time to learn. Perspective comes with time. We are all about time on this podcast. We do not care if people hate. We do not care if people do not like what we're doing. We do not care if we're secluded from a group or anything like that. We are looking to keep growing and keep getting better. Yeah, so stay in your lane. And this is something that I'm probably going to get a bit of hate on, is your friends ain't your family. Your friends ain't your family. If you're going through things in life, they can be there for you. They can... And I've had this as well. I love my guys so much. I love my boys so much. I love everyone who's always been there for me. Always show your love back. But your friends ain't your family sometimes, all right? You're there to do your work. You're there to have a good time. You're there to really push yourselves. And if you make the connection with people and they become like your family, I do feel like my boys are family. They are my family, yes. But there's certain things that you don't show to everybody. Because if you tell everybody everything that you're trying to do, it won't always go to plan. Because remember, like, the universe is a real thing. And, also to promote an element of, praying is so important. Prayer is so important because, first of all, you're connecting with God and you are essentially talking to him about what you desire and how you're feeling. He's essentially like a friend. He's a brother. He's everything that you would want him to be to you. You just have to respect him in prayer. Take the time to silence your mind. Take the time to meditate. Take the time to gather your thoughts by going on a walk, going on anything, because your mental health is very important. Your spiritual health is very important. And your spiritual health is important. Your mental health is important. Your emotional health is important. And your physical health is also very important. You got to learn how we all have to start balancing all of these things out and improve and get better. This was a very good episode. I don't know. I gotta watch this back and listen to this. But honestly, real shit, I love you guys so much. I love anybody who listens to all of my episodes, because hopefully that you're taking what I'm saying and that you are applying it in some shape or form. This is wisdom or knowledge from my point of view. By all means, you can go and listen to my phone is having a few issues when it comes to the storage and everything. So I want to really apologize for the small inconvenience, cutoffs and everything like that. But we've let this episode work for quite a while. And I hope that with what I've talked about, that you've done a bit of self-reflecting, that you have thought through what you're going through. I hope that you're going through what you're going through, that it doesn't break you, that you're very strong, that you are loved, that you are cared about. And I hope that with what I talk about, that it helps you see that you can really achieve so much with yourself if you just take away the limiting beliefs in your head, if you take away all the negative energy around you and focus all inwards and naturally start having actions that apply towards what you talk about. Look, follow my Instagram, follow my TikTok account, all going to be in the link down below in the description. Follow them, as I'm going to have some really cool and fun series ideas coming out. If this is something that you look forward to, like if you struggle with social anxiety, if you're curious to what certain people think about certain topics or ideas, give those a follow. Trust me, those are going to be really, really good things to listen to, and share my content if you can. I really do appreciate it. Please do subscribe to the Spotify channel, I Talk Real Talk. Rate the show a 5-star. Any rating always goes a really long way for me. And last but not least, let me know what you thought in the comment section down below, and do leave a like. I love you and I appreciate you. You have got this. Get your head down, put in the work, okay? Take your time. If you fall off, it is okay. Take your time. It is sweet. It is lovely. You are building a masterpiece within yourself. You're building yourself up. And naturally, if you have any questions or you want to talk about anything that was discussed on this podcast episode, you know where to find me. I'm always open and I'm always ready to listen. If you'd like to call, just let me know. We can plan a day and we can talk things out. It's been your boy Leo Mamari, and as you know, we have to leave the podcast with the famous slogan. If you know it, please repeat it with me. We are now leaving the real world because we've just talked real talk. It's been your boy Leon Omari. I am out, and we'll see you guys in next week's episode. Peace.